Today, we're diving into two chilling true stories of unsuspecting tenants who find themselves haunted by the lingering presence of those long departed. In 1998, Sarah and her husband James moved into a century-old Victorian house in a small town in Pennsylvania. It was a beautiful, sprawling home with creaky wooden floors, stained glass windows, and a large wraparound porch. It had been vacant for a few years, and they got it at a great price. Sarah loved the house until strange things started happening. It began with the front window. Every night when she went to lock up before bed, she noticed the curtains in the living room window were open, even though she always closed them. At first, she assumed it was James, but when she mentioned it, he swore he hadn't touched them. Then, one afternoon, a neighbor informed Sarah that she had seen a man standing in the front window of her home, just staring out at the street. Sarah's stomach twisted. James worked long hours and was rarely home during the day. Who, if anyone, was she seeing? That night, she locked the windows, double-checked the doors, and pulled the curtains shut extra tight. Just as she was turning off the lights, a sound made her freeze. A soft tapping, coming from the inside of the living room window. Sarah turned slowly. The curtains were still closed, but she could still see the outline of a shadow behind them, the shape of a tall man. She ran upstairs, waking James. When he rushed downstairs and yanked the curtains open, the window was empty. But the next morning, they found something chilling. Handprints. Faint, smudged handprints on the inside of the glass. After that, the disturbances escalated. Objects moved on their own. Cold spots appeared in the hallways. At night, they would wake up to the sound of whispering voices, but the house was empty. Then, one evening, Sarah was looking through an old box of documents left by the previous owner. Among them was an old yellowed newspaper clipping. Her blood ran cold as she read it. It was an article from 1932 about a man named Henry Caldwell, the home's original owner. He had lived there alone for years until he was found dead in the living room. The cause? Self-inflicted gunshot wound by the front window. Sarah slammed the box shut. That night, they packed their bags and left. They sold the house a month later. To this day, new homeowners and passing neighbors still report seeing a shadow in the front window, watching and waiting. In 2005, Lisa and her fiancé Matt moved into a small rental home in rural Ohio. The house was old but charming, with hardwood floors and a stone fireplace. Best of all, it had been sitting vacant for months, so the landlord gave them a great deal. At first, everything seemed fine, but after their first week, Lisa started to feel uneasy. It was the bedroom closet. She couldn't explain it, but something about it felt wrong. It was a deep walk-in closet with an old wooden door that didn't quite shut all the way. Whenever Lisa was in the bedroom, she felt like she was being watched from inside it. One night, as she was getting into bed, she noticed the closet door was slightly open. She could have sworn she had closed it earlier. "Matt, did you open the closet?" she asked. He glanced at it. No, maybe it didn't latch all the way. She let it go, but a few nights later, it happened again and again. Then one night, she woke up to a sound. The closet door creaking open. Lisa's heart pounded as she turned on the lamp. The door was now wide open, and the room felt ice cold. She stared at the dark space, her breath catching in her throat. She shook Matt awake, but by the time he turned on the overhead light, the air had gone still, and the closet was empty. Matt shrugged it off, but Lisa couldn't. She started hearing faint scraping sounds coming from inside the closet at night. When she checked, there was nothing, but each morning she found the door cracked open again, no matter how tightly she shut it. Then came the whispering. Soft, muffled, a woman's voice coming from the closet. Lisa refused to sleep in the bedroom after that. One night, she dozed off on the couch, only to wake up to a loud thud from the bedroom. She bolted upright, heart racing. Matt rushed in from the bathroom, pale. "What was that?" she asked. His voice was shaky. "I think it came from the closet." Armed with a flashlight, they stepped into the bedroom. The closet door was wide open. Inside on the floor was an old wooden box, one they had never seen before. Matt knelt and carefully opened it. Inside was a faded black and white photograph of a woman in a long dress. Beneath it, a single folded piece of paper. A death certificate. Eleanor Grayson. The document was over 80 years old. The cause of death? Suicide. That was the last night they spent in the house. They moved out the next morning, breaking the lease. A few months later, Lisa searched Eleanor's name online. She found an old obituary confirming that a woman by that name had lived and died in the house. To this day, she still wonders if Eleanor had been in the closet all along. Some places hold echoes of the past, refusing to let go of the souls that once lived and died within their walls. For the unsuspecting tenants in these stories, what seemed like ordinary homes quickly became something far more sinister. A shadow in the window, a whisper from the closet, a lingering presence that refuses to be forgotten. Whether these spirits are trapped, lost, or simply unwilling to move on, one thing is certain. Some doors should never be opened, and some houses will never truly be empty. Have you ever had an experience in a haunted house? Share your story in the comments below. And if you enjoyed these chilling tales, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more spine-tingling content just like this.